Welcome, Virgo. Taking a little bit of break. Been a while since we've done Virgo. So we're going to clear the energy. Please allow only the messages that are meant to come through today for my beautiful Virgos. May their true path be revealed today, so they may receive all the beautiful blessings in this life that they are meant to receive. Right. I hope everyone is enjoying their holiday season so far, whatever holidays they may celebrate. I know a lot of people this year are feeling much like it has just not been very Christmassy this year, or, you know, the holidays haven't felt the same this year if you're not a Christmas person. But anyways, all right, let's see what we have for some general information here. So we have, what a beautiful stone. Coxonite. Cacoexonite. I'm not familiar with this one. Interconnection, ascension, attunement, Sagittarius, and the moon. Interesting. So let's keep in mind that we do have Sagittarius energy in the house, Virgo. So if you have a Sagittarius right now that you're very close to, keep this in mind. So this stone is known to raise spiritual awareness, provide divine connection between the universe and humankind. So this is a very spiritually powerful stone. So this is, interconnection, ascension, attunement. So what I'm really hearing is that if you do have a Sagittarius, you guys might be on the same wavelength. This might be in tune with each other. So keep that in mind when we're doing the reading. All right. Page of Wands. Ooh, I don't mind Page of Wands energy here. Okay, we've got King of Pentacles reversed. Interesting. I heard you've really been waiting on something. I'm not saying that the King of Pentacles is necessarily that, but I just heard like you've been waiting on something to happen, waiting on someone to fulfill a promise. And sorry, I am still recovering. We've gotten all the viruses in the world. You've been waiting for something to come in, and this is just overall energy from all three of these cards. You've really been waiting on it, and you've been wondering if it's ever going to happen. Waiting on someone to fulfill a promise or a promise to be fulfilled. So very interesting. It's coming. I do think there's a lot coming. I do sense a lot of doubt and a lot of impatience though here with this reversal. Let's see. What else do we have coming out? That card really wanted to come out. Knight of Wands and the Eight of Wands. Yeah, I just feel like I think this is in relation to someone. Maybe the Sagittarius, especially because this is fire energy. The wands are fire. We do have two different fire energies here, but it feels a lot like you're afraid. Not that you're going to have a lack of progress, but you're afraid that you're not going to progress. I do think this might be in your head a little bit. Instead of actually not being able to rely on this person, I do want to say that. So be careful about allowing fear to dictate your life. This interconnectedness, this attunement, really get in touch with your spiritual self, with your intuition, if you're not. So in this, it also talks about embracing positivity and choosing your thoughts. And it becomes easier and easier. So really having a positive mindset here is really important. And I did really pick up on that. It's funny, I started reading that. Because it does feel like this negativity is really more so your mindset, not necessarily what's going to happen. So let's get into, resources, finances a little bit. Oh, this is a great sign. So as far as finances are concerned, I see this being a very good sign. The 10 of Pentacles and the 8 of Wands. I think we're going to have some progress with maybe if this is a work project. For some of you, I do think this is a work project. I think you're going to see some progress. You're going to see a payout. This is actually, this is really great energy, really. Be careful what you say and do at work. Be careful. I sense with this card, there might be a tendency or a temptation to become defensive in a certain situation. And now what I mean is, say someone says something, they don't mean it in a negative way, they don't mean it in a bad way, you take it that way. And it could delay your progress. It could interfere with this potential success that you're about to have. So remember what I said about keeping a positive mindset. Silence is the key. Interesting. Silence is the key. So be silent. If you feel something negative, if you feel like someone's saying something bad about you or something like that, don't go on attack. Don't let people know you feel this way. Just kind of be there back in the background, silently observing and taking information, maybe even just analyzing the situation instead of reacting to it. It's very important you don't react to something here. So finances look good. What about relationship? Can we get some more information about relationship? Is this Sagittarius romantic? Is it a work relationship? Is it a friendship? Who is this Sagittarius? King of Pentacles. Interesting. I do feel like this might be a romantic connection. And it's interesting. I did hear that somehow the past might be affecting this connection. Now, remember going back to how I said you might be afraid this person isn't reliable, this person isn't going to fulfill the promise they made. That might be due to something in the past. You might have had some struggles and some difficulties with some past partners. And it might lead you to have some trust issues. And these trust issues will cause conflicts. I think there is a lot of potential for this person. And we've had this King of Pentacles come out twice now. It was in the reverse position before. But I really think that if you have your eyes set on this Sagittarius, I definitely think this is worth giving it a chance. And it can be scary allowing yourself to become vulnerable enough to get hurt. There's a difference between allowing yourself to be vulnerable, allowing yourself to get close to someone to see if it works out, and then allowing someone to take advantage of you. So, of course, don't put yourself in the situation to have your life destroyed. Don't, give this person $10,000, for no reason. But allowing yourself to get vulnerable and getting to know this person is something you should do. I think this is something you should give it a chance. Don't put yourself in the position to be stolen from, to be taken advantage of, though. So sometimes that can be complicated, right? So as far as our love life is concerned, I do feel that past hurt, a little bit of distrusting. What do we got? Yeah, this is going to be good, though. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it to open up your heart. I do, again, this negative mindset. Be very careful about this negative mindset. I think you are trapping yourself with your negative mindset. if this doesn't apply to you, you know, move on. I'm sorry, you guys. My cough I still have a bit of a cough, so I'm struggling, but I'm trying to get through here. But forgive me if you hear it in the background. Okay, the world. Why is the world here? Ooh, ooh, ooh. I do see you moving past this. I do see you healing from this. I think that we're going to stop thinking so much with our past wounds and emotions. We're going to start thinking logically, like I said, observing, analyzing, and being logical about it instead of allowing ourselves to stay in the hurt and stay stuck. I think that we are going to complete that. I think there is going to be a transformation. I think we're going to get out of this stuck energy here. We're going to move forward. I think you're going to have a breakthrough. And this doesn't have to involve love. It doesn't have to involve this person. I think just in general, you're going to have a huge breakthrough emotionally. I think you're going to have a transformation. It's almost going to be like another person. These wounds are going to heal. I think something is going to like click in your head, like a light bulb. And things are just going to shift for you mentally and emotionally. And we're finally going to see some progress financially, some progress in general. I think so I still see you in this phase, in this emotional, stuck energy. Oh, there's something under here. Ruining my cards. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Found it. I don't know. Probably something from that. Okay. Anyways, I do think you're here in this transitional state. I think you're here. You're at the end of a very difficult situation, a very difficult ending. You're kind of in the aftermath of that. I think that you've removed yourself physically from a bad situation. However, now you are physically away, but you're still kind of stuck emotionally, not physically, where we have this Ace of Cups reversed and we have this World card. So I think you're in between this ending and this beginning. So you've had this ending, you're about to complete something. I do think you're going to complete something, a huge emotional breakthrough. So you're just kind of like in this this transitional phase. But I think you're going to get unstuck. And it is going to come from resting, loving yourself, taking care of yourself, believing in yourself, believing that if you put this time in, you put this effort in to yourself, and I'm talking about you, emotional fulfillment, finding that emotional fulfillment for you. This is outside of anybody else. Because you have to make sure you get ready, right? Before you connect with someone else, you have to be okay with yourself. You do. I think for you to have a successful connection, you have to be okay with yourself before you can be okay with someone else. That's just that's what I think. But I do see huge breakthrough. I know this down here can look very negative. But I don't think it is. I think this is kind of what you've been going through, what you're still kind of struggling with. But I really like that this is in the reverse position. I see this as, I see you moving past this anxiety, past these unhealthy thought patterns, keeping yourself stuck. Like, especially with this combination here, I really just feel this stuck energy. And I do think it's all about your mental, your, what you're saying to yourself, your mindset, and I think that there's going to be an awakening in that mind. And I really like that this is the moon's here, right? And I really do. I feel like you're really going to get in touch with your intuitive side, with your, and you might not be psychic, but your psychic side, your spiritual side. Like, I think that your spirit, your soul, everything inside you is going to just transform. There's just going to be a shift. This is big. This is huge to me. I can't say it enough. There's going to be a huge shift here. And I love it. And I did see a lot of good things coming in for you financially. I seen some money coming in for you financially. But like I said, I heard that warning. Don't react. Make sure that no matter what happens at work, you're not reactive. That can be easier said than done for someone who struggles with that, like especially someone who's had some trauma, PTSD, it makes you reactive to certain triggers. But anyways, let's see. What else do we need to do to know to be successful? What else do we need to know to be successful? Okay. Yeah. There's going to be some problems. There is going to be some problems. This is okay, though. This is a good, decent sign. I do think, again, I think there's going to be some fog clearing in your head. You're going to see through someone. You are going to see the truth. I think you do have a good intuition. I want you to trust your intuition. But there is going to, so as far as this person that I was saying, there's someone that might say something, do something that's going to really make you fight reacting to them. Whether it's saying something back, whether it's storming off, stomping your foot, I don't know. I'm just coming up with whatever example I can say. This person is going to tempt you, and I do think it's an authority figure. This might be your boss. This might be the CEO. This is someone who has a higher position than you, and that is going to be another reason to hold your tongue, which I'm all for standing up for what's right and what's wrong. However, if you say the wrong thing and do the wrong thing, it's just going to hurt you. And at the end of the day, this person's not coming home with you. And if you can have that extra success, that extra money to take home for yourself, for your family, and make yourself a nice, comfortable life outside of work, just hold your tongue. Obviously, if it's something like, I do think this person's going to tempt you, but I don't think it's going to be something that's going to be like, like harassment or something that's like super illegal or, obviously you should always stand up when it comes to those things, because when someone's doing those things, the more people that say something, the more seriously it's going to be taken. If it's just one person, unfortunately in this world, sometimes it doesn't always get taken seriously. But, if this happens a couple years from now, there's that past complaint from you. So I do think it's important that we do things like that in case it happens to someone else or it has happened to someone else. But in this situation, I feel like it's something where you could just hold your tongue. But if I'm wrong, if I'm interpreting this wrong and it's something more serious, please do say something. Please stand up for yourself. Don't allow bad things to happen to you when they're very severe. But I do think someone's mask is going to come off. I do think that someone's mask is going to come off. The truth is going to be revealed. It's interesting because I kind of feel like this person is someone different than that other person we were talking about how I feel like you are afraid that someone's not going to be reliable. But I do feel like I did feel like it was a little bit in relation to the past. It's kind of interesting because I feel that energy, that person coming back out in the reading. In this card, though. My goodness, it's so hard to breathe. Okay. It's interesting. I want to say, I feel like you are going to see this person for who they really are. I do believe that this person might be your person. I believe this person is going to be worth it, okay? I think you can trust this person. However, it is up to you. It's going to be up to you. But there are going to be some challenges. There is going to be some bickering. There's going to be some fights. There are going to be necessary fights for you guys to move on. For you to move on. To have you resolve it. So, for example, I don't know. I'm just going to try to think something up here. I don't know. You are sensitive to people touching your arm. I don't know. Maybe your shoulder or something. This person puts their hand on your shoulder and you flinch or you push them off, or I don't know. Anyways, it kind of it hurts their feelings. It takes them aback and they're like, what did I do wrong? This person says something and you're given the opportunity to explain why that bothers you. And then this person says, oh, I get it. I can be sensitive to that. So we do feel like you guys are going to have some moments there, here and there, where you guys are going to be able to have open and honest and vulnerable communication, where you can explain who you guys are, what you're sensitive to, what you like, what you don't like. And I think that you guys are going to be respecting each other's personalities. I really do. I think this is good energy for me. I just feel good about this. You know? Anyways. All right, let's get some final advice and then we're going to end this off. Overall, the reading feels good. I really feel like you're going to have some good things coming towards you, especially after a time of trials. I do feel like you've had some struggles in your life. I do feel like you have not had an easy life. It's come with a lot of challenges, but I do feel like you're starting to reach the point in your life where things are going to get better. I do think things are going to shift. You're going to have a lot of positive things come out for you. All right, final advice. Final advice. Interesting. You might be tempted to become a hermit. You might be tempted to isolate yourself. Be careful with that. Yep, here we go. Yeah, don't give up on this person. Don't give up on these situations. I do think you have to be cautious. Always have to be cautious when the Seven of Swords comes out. Because this can indicate someone trying to take something from you that doesn't belong to them. You know what? I think this is past energy. So now is the time. Now is the time to heal from these wounds. I do think you will. You might want to spend a little bit of time, reflect, make sure your mind is where it needs to be, and go out there and be with people. Don't isolate yourself because of these past things that happened. I think they are weighing heavy on you to the point of even feeling suffocating. And it's time to move on and say, you know what? This happened. What did I learn from it? You know, and then move on. What did I learn from this? What can I take from it? Right? And accept it that it just happened. Don't live in fear of it happening again. Don't live in fear of it happening again. That was the final sentence I heard. I like it. I love this energy, Virgo. I think this was good. I think this was really good. I do feel like you have a kind, the people that this reading is meant for in the collective. I do feel that you have a very nurturing side. You have a good heart and you have this kindness that people can take advantage of. And some of you, I think, have come to the place where you're scared to trust people. So just keep being you. Have healthy boundaries and learn from the past. And be positive about the future. Again, I am sorry for my cough. But yeah, I hope this really helped all my Virgos. And I hope you have a fabulous holiday week. And thank you for joining me. Much love to all of you.